warm welcome to all the viewers of Markets on Money Control. I am Mariam Faruqi and this is a segment where we get you all the updates of the day's proceedings from Dalal Street. Today market opened on a flat note and the word coming in from market experts is that high volatility is expected in the coming trading sessions. What more is happening on Dalal Street we'll find out here, but before that a look at the top news. Asian Development Bank has slashed India's GDP growth forecast to 7% from 7.4% for the current fiscal. SEBI is likely to allow mutual funds to trade in commodity derivatives. A decision is likely within 6 months. And government has set up a high-level 5G committee, eyes rollout by 2020. These were some of the updates. Now let's get chatting with Money Control editor Santosh Nair and find out how the markets have fared today. Hi Santosh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mariam.
So, many of the market experts are saying that a correction was expected because the valuations had become very high. So, can we say that there is no reason to worry?
Well, I think news flow has turned pretty much negative over the last few days, be it domestic, macro or even globally. We have more of bad news coming in. The only positive at this point, I would say, Mariam, is liquidity flows. Domestic mutual funds continue to be buyers, but on the other side, you have FIIs continuing to sell heavily. They've already sold a little over 12,000 crore worth of shares in this month alone. Crude prices are rising, rupee is at a 6-month low. So, all these factors put together has put bulls on the back foot. Now, the mood on Dalal Street is not very bearish yet because over the last couple of months, you had seen the market come under pressure, but however, they managed a good bounce back. So, even if there's to be some slightest positive trigger, probably you could see a short covering taking the market back to its all-time highs again. But for the time being, there seems to be a bit of caution as investors are watching out for some trigger before they start going long on the market again.
And how did the markets perform today?
So, you had takers for mid-cap shares, they did well, but all those industries where crude prices play an important role in profitability, I think those were under pressure today. Oil marketing companies, HPCL, BPCL were under pressure. So, high crude prices obviously means lower profit margins for them. Paint stocks were under pressure because crude again is a vital component of their input ingredients. You had aviation stocks under pressure, Jet and SpiceJet both ending in the red today. However, mid-cap stocks did fairly well. There were takers, and even as the frontline shares were under pressure, you saw stocks like India Bulls Ventures, Prestige Estates, Avenue Supermart all posting decent gains. Now, Avenue Supermarts rose about 7% today. Goldman Sachs has come out with a buy rating on the stock with a target price of 1,580 rupees. So, that's what fired up sentiment for the stock. Other than that, among the prominent losers of the day, apart from oil marketing companies, you also had names like REC and Central Bank of India. So, crude and mid caps, these were the two dominant themes of the day.
And how did the global markets perform?
So, some bit of pressure there, also geopolitical tensions clearly playing on the minds of investors there, Asia ending on a mixed note. But the biggest worry right now is rising crude prices. So, that could be a dampener. That's something that most investors will be looking out for.
Right, you mentioned that aviation shares were under pressure, but metal stocks had a good run. So, for our viewers, a quick check on gainers and losers?
So, ONGC was the top gainer among frontline shares. The stock gained close to about 3.8%. Rising crude spells good news for ONGC. Besides, there's also the news about ONGC buying out HPCL shortly through a block or bulk deal either in November or December. That's what news reports say. Tata Steel, the other notable gainer today, gaining about 2.2%. Axis Bank was the other gainer in the Nifty, gaining about 1%. So, broadly, I think mid-caps saved the day for the market. Had there been some selling pressure in mid-caps as well, you could have seen the sentiment worsening. Bulls might be counting on some kind of short covering over the next couple of sessions. So, clearly, it's very tough to say at this point. The mood is cautious, but even the bulls can't be written off for the time being.
Thank you, Santosh. That's all for now. But for more cues, views and analysis, log on to moneycontrol.com.